what? Yeah, they had one juror on the panel who was undecided. And I was blown away. I was like, really? I mean, all the gas, all the steam, all the fight. It's like it was sucked out of me.
Carrollton, Texas. In today's news, there is a 2-year-old trapped inside a house fire. The fire was started by the father's girlfriend who set the father's bed on fire while he was sleeping. The father managed to rescue 4 of the 5 children who were inside. As it remains, there is still a toddler trapped inside the home. There are firefighters and first responders on the scene. I don't know how this is gonna turn out. We will keep you posted on the latest as the story develops. Reporting for Good News 1, I'm Sherry.
So if you are still with me, I want to personally thank each and every one of you for watching my broadcast, for just sending donations, for a comment that you leave below, for your likes, for your subscriptions to the page. I'm overwhelmed and I really, really appreciate it. Well, if you're with me still, I mean, we're like family, right? I know, at least you know about me. And I wanted to just kind of, ease off of the mental anguish side of it and talk about the trial a little bit, because that was a pretty rough time too, and there's a lot of, I think good information that I can share that may help someone else. So we get a call one day from the detective, and the detective says that we have a trial date set. And this was great for me, right? I was like, I need this release at this point. I need some kind of closure. I need to just move on. I was kind of tired of thinking about everything and tired of, just kind of going through day to day, wondering when is it gonna, when we have to go to court, like what, what's gonna take place. And we drive over to, and I say we, and me and the child's mother, 2 separate cars, but we, just agreed to meet there. And we meet with the Louisville Police Department, and they were really great in how they handled everything. I really, appreciate them. I have nothing bad to say about them. But they, called us into a room, and, of course I had to, recant the story and talk about it again. And the mother, talked her side, and we agreed that, that we were ready. And it took probably a few hours, and we were able to get on out of there. So trial day, kind of put off in this little room by myself, and I had some family that showed up, and thank you to every one of my family members that showed up. If you don't know me, I have a group of women that are, amazingly supportive. And they're made up of a bunch of cousins that I have, and we all stick by each other, and they stuck by me, and they were there. They were there. When I say there, they were there. Full force. We got food in the lounge. We got, we got about 5 or 10 people, hanging out, asking questions as well, trying to figure out what's going on. So, it helps. It takes a lot of pressure off, and man, I appreciate it. As a matter of fact, I think I'm gonna send on each one of them a gift card just because. Check your Cash App. How about that? Check your Cash App. But so we go to trial, and I'm sitting in this room, and we probably sat out there together for a few hours, and then I went on into the courtroom. And as I entered the courtroom, it's kind of full. I seen a few people that I knew, and it was kind of a blur all at the same time. I don't know what that was. It was kind of a blur all at the same time. So I go up to my seat, and I have a seat, and the prosecutor, when I say they're brutal, he ripped me apart for a solid 8 hours. to a point, they said, well, we're going to have to rest today and come back tomorrow. And I was like, oh, can I really do this again? And I'm sitting, it was a very close, very short distance between me and Tony or Renee or whatever she goes by at this point. It wasn't very far. So I was trying to focus, on everybody else but her. But I have this problem. I have peripheral vision. And while it's a great benefit, I love it. Thank you, Lord, for my vision. It's bittersweet. I put it that way. So I could see her out of the corner of my eyes, and I did kind of look at her at one point, and it was interesting. I broke down. I cried. Boy, did I cry. And, they brought up this big whiteboard and wanted me to draw on the whiteboard. Okay, well, if this is the bed in the room, then where were you laying? What side of the bed were you laying on? Okay, well, if you were laying on that side of the bed, then where was the bathroom? So if the bathroom was this distance and you were laying on this side, it wouldn't have took you long to run right into the bathroom to go get some water. True. Okay. Well, why didn't you do that? I didn't have anything to put the water in. Okay. So it was things like that would kind of irritate you because it's like, I know you're doing this just to trip me up. At the same time, I feel like, why would you even use that technique in a case like this? But I understand everybody's got to make their money. So we had some rounds of that. And, I answered best I could and, was best I remembered at that time. And I was able to move through it. And get to the next day. And the next day was, the next day I felt a little more confident. I said, all right, you know what? I got through yesterday. I could definitely get through today, right? And, I pushed through it and I came in kind of with my guards up and I was ready. And, I had some family members, my brothers, that I talked to and cousins and, everybody, gave me their input on what they saw because they were able to see it on television. Or they came, actually. So, no, they actually came. They didn't see it on television. They had came. So they told me what they thought. And it was interesting, some of their comments. So I kind of went in and, I had, some of their comments in the back of my head and suggestions. And I was ready to fight. And we get to, I'm kind of facing the jewelry and the, people in the seats. And we get to like the mid part, the second day. And, I'm firing back. Nope, it's this and this. And, she is the reason that this happened. And she murdered my son. And, like now I'm digging in. I'm like, no, you got me yesterday. Today's not going to happen. And I was able to move through it pretty successfully. And, I came off the stand and I cried a little bit, of course. That was like the theme for that time frame. And, got through the day, got home and rested and I felt good about it. I felt good about it. And of course, we didn't hear anything for a while. And, I'm moving through whatever I'm doing, running businesses and working or whatever. And, it's real important to have good support around you. Because good support will take you a long way. The people that just are there. I had some people who said, I don't know what to do. And then I had some people that would say, call me if you need anything. And then I had some people that would say, come over. I made dinner. Get out of the house. Do something other than sit there, because that's not helping you. And I'm thankful for those people. I am extremely thankful for those people because I had some really good friends around me. At that time, I had a girlfriend that I was dating who really.
Every session at the gym is about pushing your limits and sculpting a stronger you. That's why it's crucial to fuel your recovery with the right protein supplement. Discover the power of isogenics. From moringa-infused smart mixes to plant-based proteins and advanced cell repair formulas, isogenics supports not just muscle recovery, but your overall vitality. Experience the change and boost your strength with every product.
I had a girlfriend that I was dating who really just gave amazing support, love, and care to a point where it helped make it seamless. And shit out there, you know who I'm talking about. Thank you. So that helped me move through, especially these next few days, because now I'm in, what do they call it? I'm kind of in limbo, or I don't know what to do. I don't know what to think. I don't know how things are going to turn out. And I want to say it took a month or so before I finally got a call. And they said, well, the jury has decided that it's a mistrial. And I was like, what? Yeah, they have one juror on the panel who was undecided. And I was blown away. I was like, really? I mean, all the gas, all the steam, all the fight. It's like it was sucked out of me. And I'm like, I'm back at zero. We have to do this all again. I wanted to move on. I wanted to do just normal things again. I didn't want to, have to worry about, being followed somewhere or news outside the door. I was just ready for it to all be over. And I prayed. And I said, God, you have never failed me. Never. You've never failed me. I've never seen you fail. So because of that, I know if you're putting me through this, I can handle it. But you gotta send me some strength. You gotta send me some power. You gotta send me some joy now. And I don't quite remember how it all happened, but at some point I did. I got a second wind. And continued moving through business. Continuing practicing what I, what had pulled me out of the valley. I continued practicing that stuff, and I continued doing it until the point it just became a habit. And then I would start to tell people around me like what I was doing, and because everybody had the question, how are you getting through this? Like who could do something like that to you? Or who could do something like that to anybody? Like, that's a lot. And, people would just tell me that they didn't think that they could move through it. They didn't think that I could in some cases. And, it was tough. So, but I was moving through it, and I was telling people how I was doing it. And, some people told me, hey man, I started listening to, meditation music at night before I go to sleep. It helps me too. Like I would start to see it help other people. And I was like, wow, this is actually kind of cool. Because me, as I stated before, I love to give, and there's a gratification I get from that, and seeing other people get better because of it. So I kind of started to understand, this isn't for me. No. I was being way too selfish. I'm thinking the world revolved around me. If anything happened, it was happening to me. If anything in my circle happened, it was happening to me. It was because of me. God was doing it to me. Satan was doing it to me. And at some point I realized there's oceans full of fish. There's tons of land full of grass. There's plants and trees and fruit that grow. They don't pray for anything. They don't stress out about anything. Because you know who's taking care of them? The Almighty God. And He was taking care of all of that. Would He really be focused on me? Is this all happening because of me? No, it's not. Can't be. The Bible tells us our life was already, it said, before I knew you, I foreknew you. And somewhere in there He says, I predestined you. So else already planned and made, and God already knew who we were, what we were going to do. So He set up things along the way to help progress the situation. So this is just one of the things that He set up along the path to help me to grow, to get to where I need to go. Taking care of me. Like He takes care of those fish. Like He takes care of those plants. I didn't know it was going to happen. But He did. So it wasn't that it was happening to me. It was happening for me. And it was happening for everybody around me. And it was happening to everybody that was connected to them. And everybody that was connected to them. And everybody that was connected to them. So, no, it didn't happen to me. It didn't happen because of me. And it did all at the same time. But it happened for me. Which, because we got to have balance in the universe, right? Something's got to happen to you, and it's got to happen for you. To better you, to make you better. So at some point I just jumped off that little horse, right? Because that's a ticket to nowhere, right? When you get all caught up in self and worried about, oh, it's me, you become the victim, you become narcissistic, and all of these other, weird mental issues that are not attractive and generally people don't want to be around. So why sink into that boat? So I did. And I pushed through. And maybe 6 months go by, a year, I get another call. All right, so we've met with the defendant's lawyers and they want to do a deal. So the first deal is like 5 years. And I was like, I don't know. Second deal was 8 years, and they gave her, I think she could parole in like 2. But they want to go with the 5 years. They're pushing for 5 years. She paroles in like 12 months or something like that. So we've gone from capital murder, which I think it's the 20-year max, to manslaughter, which was, I think, a max of 10. Don't quote me on those. But it was a jump like that, right? And now we're going down to 5. And, you know, the conversation that I'm having with my lawyer is, why not go back to trial? You know, and there was some concern about, you know, the cost of everything and some of the logistics and legalities, and that maybe this could happen and maybe that could happen. And if this doesn't happen, then nothing happens. So a decision had to be made. And I said, let's go back to court. Let's take her back. You understand what you're doing and what you're saying? Yes, I do. Let's take her back. Because I knew I serve a God that doesn't allow me to embrace fear to a point where it stops me from moving. I know I'm better than that. I know God. So we're going. And I know He's got our back. I don't know if you believe, Mr. Lawyer, but He's got our back. Christian, I understand if it was my son, I'd do the same thing. It's like, I just want justice for my son. I want a closure. I want to be able to close this chapter knowing that we won, that we got the victory. Because I'm a victorious child of God. I don't know how to quit. So we go back. He goes back, rather. And he talks to the DA and all of the detectives and the lawyers, and tries to, you know, figure out how much, if we go back, how much ammunition we can go back with, and what else we need to do if we go back. And he calls me and said, okay, well, we can go back, but there's some things that we need to do. We need to do this different. We need to do this. So that when we go back, we've got all our T's crossed, all our I's dotted. I'm going to call you and let you know when we can meet up to get started. Got it. Let's go. So I'm moving. I'm ready to go. I'm telling everybody else we're going back to court. Y'all get ready. Getting my support team. Getting my girls. Y'all get ready. And, you know, for my girls, I know y'all are watching.
Every session at the gym is about pushing your limits and sculpting a stronger you. That's why it's crucial to fuel your recovery with the right protein supplement. Discover the power of isogenics. From moringa-infused smart mixes to plant-based proteins and advanced cell repair formulas, isogenics supports not just muscle recovery, but your overall vitality. Experience the change and boost your strength with every product.
Watching this, they stayed ready, so they was waiting on me. But they stay ready. They were just waiting on me. That's why I love them. So we moved through, you know, probably another 5 or 6 months, and I get another call from the attorney, from the lawyer. He says, hey, Tony says, Renee says that she thinks you've been through enough. And she's ready to plead guilty. But she'll do it on the 8-year deal. It's 8 years, she paroles in 3. We don't have to go back to court. You tell me and we'll book her now. I said, let me make a call. So I called his mother. Told her the situation. She agreed. We both agreed. It's just time to move on. Get it over with. Be done. So it was yes. Unanimously. So I called him back and I let him know we're okay with it. It was a hard time. So I had to, kind of settle with that, the fact that, at least I got 8. If the max was 10, it wasn't too bad. And, we started to move on. It felt good. It's like a weight had been lifted. When I ran, man, did I run so fast. Because now I'm ready. I got this new energy. I got the second wind that I really didn't have to use. So I could focus that more on business. I could focus that more on kids. I could focus that more on family. And I did just that. I just embraced family and started having good times, real good times. And we still have them every time we're together. We're a little distant apart now, but still good times. But it takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of strength to move through situations. And we all go through them at different stages or different levels. But fight to win. Fight to win. Fight to win. That's all I got to say. Fight to win. Did you see I'm wearing another one of our shirts from Change LFE? Available on the website. If you want to purchase one, you can. Feel free to buy it as a gift and give to someone else. But do share the link. And this is how the word gets out. This is how I'm able to do what I do to continue to support you all and to continue to get out the information necessary to help change our world. I pray that you have been blessed. I hope you have a wonderful day. God bless you.